let's get to her. Shelby, right? Melissa De Sousa. She fine, yo. She fine. She still fine. Like she looking good. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry. I always got to start it off with she fine because they look good at this age. Like they look good. I mean, come on, 1999 to now, like they looking good,
well preserved. Well
preserved.
Yes.
Shelby came a long way. She came a long way. I mean, Shelby in the beginning, you remember, you about to cover it, Nita. Shelby was a B, man. She was a B to Julian. Right, Julian, like we did not like Shelby, man. Like I didn't even see Shelby as like the finest one because she was just her attitude alone was just like, ugh. Like,
this thing,
I want to be around her. Like she's forcing, Merch to do this, and Merch, am I asking too much? I just want to go shopping. It's like, man, I would never ever want to be with a woman.
But
like
was that more of her, or was that more of Merch? I think she was like that with Merch because when we get to him, because he was soft.
Well,
Merch, because she doesn't treat him like that. She don't treat him like that.
Not at all.
Right. Yeah, well, Merch, that's another subject. We're gonna get to Merch, and yeah, she knew what she was doing. That's how she knew she can get away with that stuff in the beginning. But now, full circle, I think she's way better. I think she's way better now than she was in the beginning. But I'm gonna want to hear from your ladies first. Let's drop it down on Tifinity, then Nita, then Amy. All right, Tifinity first. Let's go.
Shelby, just all that comes to mind is when Jordan hooked her up, right? And then she found out that the people that were watching her on the show didn't like her. They had all these criticisms to say about her personality and how she looked and different things like that. And when she changed all that and saw that it made a difference, but then to find out that they still hired someone, a younger person, a younger female, right, to be like I think they hired someone to do the social media and all that kind of stuff. She saw the girl, with the fans, and she was in the car at one point and she was looking like, man, she kind of felt down about herself, but it changed. That changed, for her, because Jordan was like such a good friend to her, and helped her realize, like, you still got it, girl. Don't worry, don't worry about that. You still got it, girl. You got your man now. Like, you doing it. And I think she just, I mean, it eventually. Oh, and what was funny was she was trying to stop her menopause. She was trying to stop her menopause. That was so funny. She was like, "Oh no, I can't go through that." She was having the hot flashes and all. She's like, "I'm still only 40," and Jordan was like, "Still?"
No, you lying.
She just recycling her age. Yeah, she was like afraid of getting older, like women do. We're afraid to get older and stuff like that. So, I mean. But Shelby's good. I liked her, her evolving over the years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Needed the diva.
Yes. I got so many things to say about Shelby. She was such a highlight for me in this series. From the point when she first came on the scene, and we saw that she was a housewife. So apparently between The Best Man Holiday and this, she married some probably well-to-do guy, and she made it on the Housewives franchise. And baby, when she heard about Quentin getting married and how she was right with her head cut off, trying to get to Quentin's office just to tackle him. That whole thing was hilarious to me. And I was like, oh my God, if this is what we getting, sign me up. I'm loving it. He just really just kind of like elevated for me. So, and then when you saw the softer side of her, I love the softer side of her. When he went through his medical situation, and I was like, oh my God. And y'all know why he had that heart attack, right?
Popping out the blue pills.
Yes. Popping those Viagra's like vitamins.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you cannot do that. He talking about how her sex drive is so, through the roof. And yes, shout out to the older ladies. It do be like that. So, I mean, it's just, it's cute. I love, I like that all the touches that they put in there. It was right in the age range where they should have been at. Like, they weren't trying to play to no other kind of generation. We're in this generation. This is where we at. And I love that we're dealing with health issues, ailing parents, trying to take care of people who are getting older and stuff like that. I love that's how it made it so relatable, and that's why I gave it such a high rating, like a 9. And it's actually going to be on my top 10 list, y'all. I'm doing my top 10s for my shows and stuff. I can't wait for y'all to see where it ranks. It's not quite number 1. But Shelby's great. I loved her in that New Year's dress.
Yeah.
Dang.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. And that whole going through menopause, and he's like, it's like 30 degrees outside. You talking about have all the windows open. It was just hilarious. It was just hilarious all around. I like how her and the daughter, when the girls get that little teenage age, and she's just trying to tell Quentin, stop buying her all this stuff. She is working you. She is working you.
In the game.
Right. She trying to put him up on game. It was cute. I liked it. I love their storyline. I love how genuine, and their chemistry was really, really good. Like, they just played off each other very well.
Okay. All right.
Glad it worked out.
So like piggybacking off of what you said, Nita, is what I found interesting around the storyline for Shelby is that when you look at it, everything around her is all about aging. Like, she's stuck at 40. Like, she wants to be young forever, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the person that plays her in the movie ultimately replaces her on the job. And so that, that's a young person. She's obsessed with being youthful and young, but her husband has to pop Viagra to keep up with her because he's an older man. Then her father-in-law is dealing with, obviously some sort of like dementia or whatever it is. It's like early onset Alzheimer's, maybe something like that. Mm-hmm. But he's dealing with something now. You got that issue with age. So, and then the ultimate is menopause. She's the first of them to experience menopause. And I think they said it was early onset, if I'm remembering. So all of this stuff she's doing, trying to stay young, but age and where she is in her life is constantly confronting her. So I thought it was really interesting that they wrote it that way. Mm-hmm. For me, I like the dynamic now between Shelby, Merch, and Candace. Like, how are you friends with Candace when essentially Candace stole your man? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think she got over. I think she got over that.
I mean, obviously she did, but still,
she got over that and got under Quentin, so she good.
but still, so it's like, I don't know. Shelby is one. She's a fun character for sure.
Amy, I'm going to tell you when they got over it. It was kind of like on the Best Man holiday after they had that cat fight. Mm-hmm. After the cat fight, they came together. They kind of forgave each other. She apologized, and I think the apology was sincere. You remember after Mia's funeral and stuff like that. And so I think, and then if they're always going to see each other and be around in the same friend group, I don't even think Shelby they did sleep together, because I remember Merch and Quentin comparing notes. If I'm not, do y'all remember them comparing notes at one time?
I want to say it was in the second. I think it was in the second one.
Yeah, about the headmaster. Well, how good she.
Yeah, they did. Yep.
I do remember that. So you said that phrase, I remember. Yes, you're right. Yes.
VACAY-JayTV